Hey guys, what's going on? So today I was actually having trouble with a downline of mine, right? So he was having a lot of fear with contacting, right? And basically I realized that you can't force anyone to do anything in the business or otherwise, right? They've got to want to do it. It's like the old saying, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's like a very old saying. Heaps of people have said it to me, and it's still true to this day, right? You can show someone the way, but you can't make them do what that you think is the right thing, right? So basically it's not our job to make people do things, right? We want to show them like what we think is the right way, and we want to help them make the decision to do the right thing, right? So it's our job to explain that certain things are better than doing other things, right? So like contacting and getting and generating leads every day is better than not doing that every day, right? And we've kind of got to tie it to emotional reasons of why it's better. Because everything we do, every person is emotionally motivated. They're not like, I think it's like 10% are like purely logically motivated. So in most cases, in pretty much every case, you've got to tie the reasons for people doing things to emotional reasons, right? So like this guy was called Jerry and he wanted a boat, right? His dream was to have a boat. So I was just like, Jerry, like, do you want that boat? Can you imagine yourself on that 30-foot yacht just out in the middle of the ocean, just no one around, and you're just chilling by yourself? You don't have to go to work on Monday, you're just chilling. And I was like, it starts with contacting, you know? And then he gave it another go and he progressed throughout the day, right? But basically it's not our job. It's not our job to tell people what to do. It's our job to explain that certain things are better than others and to show them, to make them want to do it themselves. Because you just can't make people do what you want, right? So a story I heard was it was from my upline, one of his older downlines from a while ago. He had an earring in, right? And I think he was about to break direct, right? And he had done this the whole time with an earring, and he was about to go and have a plan with a bank president, right? And basically my upline was just like, no, I'm not telling you to take the earring out, but why would you wear it in this meeting, right? It's just going to take away from your plan of what you have to say, because the bank manager is just going to be like, what is this? This is cool. I like this. You know, even if they like it, even if they don't like it, they're still going to be taken away from what you're saying and what you're showing them, right? So why would you detract anything from what you're trying to communicate, basically, right? So a good line for this is that I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just telling you what I've learned, right? Because it's kind of like a disclaimer, right? Because you're telling them, it's still your choice, you have free will, right? I'm just telling you what I've learned, and I'm more successful than you, so if you're smart, you get what I mean? So yeah, telling doesn't work, they have to want to do it, right? And if they do it when they don't want to do it, it actually diminishes your influence, right? It makes them angry at you because they're not doing something that they don't personally like align with and want to do. They're just doing it because you told them to do it. So they'll get angry and they'll like grow resentment, and that can grow over the years. It can lead to them quitting. It'll diminish your relationship with them, which is really important for their retention, right? So yeah, you don't want them to do it when they don't want to do it. You need to make them want to do it. Okay? And another like thing on that kind of area is you don't want to answer too many questions, right? To your downlines, you don't want to answer many questions. You kind of want to lead them to the right answer, because a good leader teaches his followers how to think. A good leader doesn't just hand answers, right? And this is kind of one of the reasons why my upline has gotten as far as he has, is because his upline taught him how to think for himself. He didn't teach him to just like run back to him every time he had a question, right? So yeah, that's a common trait amongst all good leaders, is they teach their followers how to think, right? And you're not here to motivate people. You're not here to like grow enthusiasm in people, right? It can happen and it's a happy byproduct, but you should just be focusing on working with the workers, right? Working on the people that have proven that they're committed and that they want to do this, right? Through action. Because words are cheap, right? Words, you can say one thing one day and say another the next. But actions are like concrete, right? So that's what you base everything off of. So you don't work with the people who are saying they're motivated. You work with the people who are like doing the right things, right? And yeah, when you are showing the plan, you're not looking to sell the plan or whatever, right? you want to communicate what it is clearly, and what it is an opportunity, right? So generally you can't really say the wrong thing to the right person, right? So if I'm looking for an opportunity, just like I was, you can't really say the wrong thing to me. As long as you say money, revenue sharing, I was all ears, you know. I was trying to learn more. You didn't have to like coax answers out of me and stuff, right? So you can't really say the wrong thing to the right person. But that also goes the other way, right? So you can't really say the right thing to the wrong person. Doesn't matter how good of a salesman you are, if someone is firmly against like pretty much developing their dreams and getting more money and time back for themselves, you can't really make them do it. Like no part of it, and even if they do agree, it's back to that like you'll diminish your influence thing, right? Because they will feel resentment towards you for somehow tricking them into doing something they really didn't want to do, right? So yeah, that's pretty much that. And when we're showing the plan, just remember we're all adults, right? So we've all been shown like get rich quick schemes, right? And then like we all have this stigma of what pyramid schemes are, right? So we're going to be suspicious. And if you address it, it leads to building the trust and building the relationship that you need for that leader-follower dynamic, right? So usually the line I say is, now I know you're going to be suspicious when I show you this, because not many people are just going to offer you like an opportunity to make a lot of money, right? So if you have any questions, please ask them, because I can address them and I can clear things up for you really well, okay? But you have to ask your questions because I can't read your mind, okay? And so you basically say something along those lines, and by doing that, they're still suspicious. Of course they're going to be suspicious. You're offering them money. They don't know what you get out of it, if you get anything out of it, right? So you need to clear that sort of stuff up, right? And by doing that, you build that like leader-follower relationship early, because now they're suspicious, but they're an honest, suspicious person, right? So they're going to be like, I don't know, how legitimate is this? And then you go, well, they did $12 billion in global revenue last year, and if someone's profiting off, like someone in the business doing what we do is profiting off every single bit of that. So it is quite legit. Is that still a concern of yours? Do you need me to like go further into it? I have no problem going further into that if you're still like suspicious on that. And you kind of address it in a very like understanding way, because you should be understanding of it, right? Because it is a reasonable thing to be suspicious of, right?